what I've decided to do.
Suppose I should look into apartments for you?
Absolutely not.
Thoughts about the summer?
But I'm excited to travel, Dad. You stressed how important it was to think
You
for
told
yourself.
me you were going to start
You
auditioning.
stressed you didn't want me to feel
You were
guilty
coming
for
back to
going away to
Chicago,
school.
Amber.
You stressed how important it
You
is to
said
see
you could
the
get a place
ambiguity in the
with a
world and
symphony
be a
orchestra.
positive
There's no
presence in
discussion.
it.
Is this the place?
Close. It was here.
How do you remember?
How do I remember? We were so lost, and I had to badger you into asking for directions. And then you, excuse me, which way to the symphony?
Okay, not one of my culturally sensitive moments.
But great mileage as a story.
Any thoughts about the summer?
I want to live abroad for a couple of years.
Absolutely not. You can spend the summer somewhere, then you're
That's
coming
not
back to
what I've
Chicago.
decided to do.
You told me you were going to start auditioning. You said you could get a place with a
I'm
civic
excited
orchestra.
to travel,
There's no
Dad.
discussion. You are coming back to Chicago, Amber.
Absolutely not. You stressed how important it was to think for yourself. You stressed you didn't want me to feel guilty for going away to school. You stressed how important it is to see the ambiguity in the world and be a positive presence in it. Be careful what you wish for. You got just that.
I had always wanted to do the Peace Corps, but life gets in the way. Any thoughts about the summer?
Like we talked about, I'm gonna travel.
Where this time?
Borneo, join me?
Maybe.
You always said you wanted to try the Peace Corps.
Time slipped away. Any thoughts about the summer?
Like we talked about, I'm gonna travel.
I had a hunch.
I'm just exercising your dreams. I want to explore for a bit. I'm headed for the Peace Corps. Dad, I'm curious, like you.
But you're not coming back, are you?
I'm not disappearing, I'm not vanishing, I'm traveling. You can make different choices too. And then the French guy, à la bouton. And so there you are, getting louder, so culturally sensitive. I love telling that story. You taught me how important it was to think for yourself. You taught me how important it was to see the ambiguity in the world and be a positive presence in it. Be careful what you wish for.
It just might happen. Bonjour, je suis ingénieur. Bonjour, je suis ingénieur. I had always wanted to do the Peace Corps, but life gets in the way.
You can make different choices too.
A third type of memory distortion in my framework I call bias. And this refers to the fact that our memory for past events can often be skewed or biased by our current knowledge, our current beliefs, our current feelings. And there are many experimental findings that show that bias is a subtle but pervasive part of our memories. For instance, there's studies of married and dating couples that show that their memory for the past state of the relationship is often very much determined by their current feelings about the relationship. So, for example, couples who are currently feeling good about the relationship often will remember past states of the relationship as being better than they actually said it was at the time when they were asked. Conversely, people who are now feeling very negatively about the relationship they're in can tend to remember past states of the relationship as being worse than they actually said it was at the time. And I think this kind of retrieval bias is something that we see very powerfully in the film as the father struggles with what was the nature of that conversation that he had with his daughter before she went away and traveled and eventually became lost. Was he really as difficult and tough as he seemed to be in the first rendition of the memory, where he was very critical, or was it the more gentle side that seems to come out later, or is this an active process of reshaping this memory to fit his current needs? That would be a very nice example of memory bias.